Good evening, and thank you for watching. I've chosen to discuss behaviorism and constructivism as theories related to instructional design. Behaviorism focuses on the idea that learning has taken place when there are behavior patterns that follow. Here are several concepts that relate to the theory of behaviorism. The first being practice. You've heard it said, practice makes perfect. It's true. In distance learning, a student should be given an opportunity to practice the material to demonstrate learning. Another concept to consider is modeling. Modeling is important in that behavior that is modeled, good or bad, is often times easier to reproduce. 1 Corinthians 11:1 says, "Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ." Still, another concept of behaviorism is reinforcement. Any behavior that is desired needs to be positively reinforced in order for it to be repeated. Conversely, any behavior that is not desired should have negative reinforcement. Psalms 110:10 says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. All who follow his precepts have good understanding." NIV. Cognitivism deals with how the student learns based on their association with what they've heard, read, felt, and how they process and recall that information. Students operating in this thought are usually able to draw information by what they've heard or seen, or how they felt about that information. A few principles related to the theory of constructivism is reflection and relevance. Reflection allows the learner to pull from prior knowledge and experiences to be able to understand current content. Psalms 119:71 says, "It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes." Relevance involves considering prior knowledge and learner backgrounds to ensure content is relevant. In considering online or mobile course development for the adult learner, one can make a case for both strengths and weaknesses of behaviorism and constructivism theories. For the adult learners, there are several assumptions to consider. They need to know the whats, the whys, and the hows to learning. It helps if they can be included in the decision-making process as well. After all, we're adults. Adult learners like to take ownership of their learning and are typically self-directed. Adult learners come to the table with experiences from which they've gained ideas of thought and a sense of identity. In some cases, those ideas or thoughts need to be unlearned. They will need support in their learning, and the learning has to be relevant to them. If not, they can easily become misguided and exhibit lack of confidence and confusion. Adult learners come from a mindset of resolving issues or fixing a situation based on something they've experienced in the past. They bring a lot to the table. Their motivation to learn is different in that they're typically motivated to learn for selfish reasons, self-gratification, or competition. In summary, it's important to bear these things in mind when developing online courses for adult learners, for they're very different than children or childlike learners. In closing, Colossians 3:10 of the New Living Translation says, "Put on your new nature and be renewed as you learn to know your Creator and become like Him." I've heard it said many times growing up in church, we have to learn how to learn. And once we know better, we'll do better. Thank you so much for watching.